Oh shit, it's going.
Oh, it started?
Yep.
Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Kaufman's review, because we're doing anything to avoid playing 2K20, so we're doing a second review. We've got more reviews.
No, it's Two Broke Boys now. This is the Two Broke Boys podcast review thing I've been started, and I've renamed it, because, why not name it different things and shit?
Alright, anything to not play 2K20.
Anything to not be able to play 2K20.
Tonight's review, the last one, we did a No Surrender from TNA 2009, or Turning Point.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Turning Point 2009 with the Joe, Styles, and Daniels main event.
And tonight, we've got King of the Ring 2001.
Yep. Another great pay-per-view.
Coming to you live from
East Rutherford, New Jersey, hailing from the Continental Airlines Arena. Has an attendance of 17,777 with a buy rate of 445,000. And the tagline for this was, "My muscles ache, my body is broken, my mind is spent. Lead me to my throne."
I mean, that's how I feel after a King of the Ring tournament or a WWE show.
Yeah, but what?
Oh, you guys more excited. I was going to move on.
Oh, I was going to say, well, the tagline, I guess, kind of goes with the fact that most of the tournament has already happened at this point.
Yeah.
We're at this point where
there's really the semifinals, the final four.
Yeah, which is Angle, Edge,
Christian, and Rhino.
Yeah, Team Wreck.
The show opens up with a video package promoting the big match, mainly the final four in the King of the Ring, Angle and Shane later also, and triple threat.
Yep, Austin versus Benoit versus Jericho.
And also promoting the first man to come out tonight's show, coming through the crowd, is Diamond Dallas Page, who has been revealed as the stalker of Undertaker's wife.
This is where he very famously wants to be made famous.
He came for the crowd and said, "Taker, you really shouldn't be upset. The videos that I've been showing have been the PG ones. I got better versions at my house." He says tomorrow on Raw he will be the first ever WCW wrestler to step foot in Madison Square Garden. The show kicks off with the first of the King of the Ring semifinals, Kurt Angle versus Christian. Kurt Angle to get here beat Hardcore Holly in round 1 and Jeff Hardy in round 2.
Mm-hmm.
Christian beat Kane in round 1 and Big Show in round 2. And big part of this, outside of obviously Christian and Kurt and Edge all being friends, and Rhino too, is the fact that they're starting to build to the split between Christian and Edge.
Yep.
With Christian saying that Edge doesn't think that he has a chance, and he believing that he can be the one to do it. The match starts off quickly with Christian jumps Kurt at the beginning of the match, and Kurt responds by just picking Christian up and just chucking him across the ring. Christian takes over Kurt Angle quick with a neck breaker.
Yep.
Angle is quick to fight back with a belly-to-belly.
He also tries to get an ankle lock in like immediately. He tries to pick Christian's ankle and go for the ankle lock, then he goes for the belly-to-belly. Kurt and Christian battle a little bit to the outside at this point. They battle back into the ring. Christian tries a top rope dive, but Kurt cuts him off and sending him crashing into the barricade back outside. Kurt then gets Christian back in the ring and throws a few shots. Christian manages to sneakily getting quick inside cradle on Kurt and only manages to get a 2 count. Christian battles back for a little bit more. So, Shane.
Well, before that, Christian does battle back, but Angle, he just hits suplexes. He hits a gut-wrench suplex, a belly-to-belly suplex, a snap suplex, showing that he got more than just German suplexes. He's suplexing Christian all over the ring. But yeah, Shane then rocks down to ringside. He distracts Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle yells at Shane, but being distracted, he misses the backwards.
Oh yeah, I wrote Kurt misses last man standing, and I just left it at that.
Kurt Angle misses a moonsault. Christian goes for the kill switch. Kurt Angle escapes it and gets him in the ankle lock. Christian got the ropes by knocking over the referee and climbing on his clothes to get him farther than the ropes.
Trying to pull whatever he can to get away from Kurt.
Kurt goes for the angle slam, and Christian counters it straight into the kill switch and goes to cover Kurt Angle. But Shane pulls Christian out of the ring. And Christian's like, hey, yo, what the fuck, homie? Didn't you want this guy to lose? But as Christian goes on the apron to, like, sort of chase Shane away. And as he's yelling at Shane on the apron, he has his back to the ring. And Kurt brings Christian back into the ring with the angle slam. Kurt Angle pins Christian to win in a fun, quick opener. It was a fast match, but it was a good match.
Yeah. It started the pace. It set the pace for the tone of the storyline tonight, which is being Kurt basically running a gauntlet all night tonight.
Yes, and typically King of the Ring matches, the tournament matches, don't go very long.
Yeah.
Neither do the single matches if they're not like the main event.
Yeah.
But this was a good sprint between two very good wrestlers. Backstage, the WWF champion Stone Cold Steve Austin and Deborah
are having a conversation. Coachman walks in and he asks about Benoit and Jericho with the rumors of them winning the title and possibly taking it back to WCW. Austin does not want to hear that bullshit, and he sends Coachman tells him to get the fuck out.
Yeah, when Coachman brings up the fact that it's rumored that Jericho Benoit could be going to WCW if they win the title, Austin just stares off into the distance for like 15 seconds, and the segment ends. But before that, Jonathan Coachman walks in, and Austin wants to know if Vince is going to be there. And Coachman's like, well, then you hear what Vince said on SmackDown. He's not going to be a King of the Ring tonight, which leads Austin go, oh, he's such a kidder. And I know it killed the business. I know wrestling never recovered from when Austin turned heel, because it's literally been a slow downgrade ever since Austin turned heel.
Yeah. But
I still, 100% in my heart, believe that heel turn could have worked if The Rock was there to be the face. Because I know it's known as a heel turn that, like, killed pro wrestling because nobody wanted to boo Steve Austin. But if you actually watch Austin in that role,
he was good.
Fantastic.
He was good
as,
being a chicken shit
heel.
Yeah.
But they didn't build. It's not even that Rock wasn't there. They also didn't build anyone up to be a feud for Austin. But it would have worked, obviously.
Benoit and Jericho weren't going to, like, definitely take over that spot where Rock was, like, known to be Austin's number one enemy.
Yeah.
The only person that could have did it probably was Hunter. But Hunter fucking blew out his leg fucking running.
Yeah, and even then, Hunter doesn't have really the charisma to be like the top baby face.
Yeah, no, he definitely doesn't have that.
You could say Taker, but this wasn't even him at his best. This was like him when people actually really didn't like Taker in like 01. When he got lazy and buried everyone and had a beer gut. But I do believe that if Rock was there to play the baby face against heel Steve Austin, that would have been great.
Yeah.
We get a DDP Undertaker video package. Heyman said that DDP is being brazen, and DDP has got balls. Oh no, DDP is asked by Paul Heyman, don't you think you're being a little brazen? And DDP says, no, I think I got balls. But as he's talking, there's a video of Diamond Dallas Page at a restaurant, which led to a great thought in my head. And there was one of three scenarios of who was filming. One would be Sarah, but you would think that he would not obviously know that Sarah's around because he's been stalking her.
Yeah, so
Two,
Yep.
Undertaker is sitting there filming.
Another person that you would wonder, why the fuck isn't DDP jumping on if he sees him right there?
The idea of Undertaker sitting at the restaurant, but I theorized in my head, alright, Taker's a big guy, but if he like really covers up, like puts on a sweatshirt and a jacket and pulls his hat down and sunglasses, covers all of his tattoos, maybe DDP's like, that's just a tall guy. But the third option's my favorite. Kane is sitting in that restaurant in his mask, just holding a camera up like, I got you, you bitch. And just staring him down.
Well, it might be Kane, we might see, because we do see Kane a little bit later on, but not with this storyline.
No. Well, it's a completely different storyline.
One with another male and female involved.
Yes. But that brings us to our second semifinal match of the night, Edge versus Rhino. And Edge got here by beating Test in round 1 and Perry Saturn in round 2. Rhino got here by beating fellow ECW men Taz in round 1 and Tajiri in round 2.
ECW.
As much as I love Edge and Rhino, Edge being my second favorite wrestler of all time, Rhino being like my favorite mid-card wrestler of all time, this was not as good as a Kurt Christian match.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't bad, but not as many cool things happened. They didn't do as much of. The first thing that I remember was Edge hits a spinning heel kick. They brawl to the outside, and Edge drops Rhino balls first onto the barricade.
Yeah.
They brawl outside for a long time. Like, the referee just lets them fight.
Yeah. He lets them go at it.
It's like an AEW match. He doesn't even start to count.
Nope.
Kurt should have just been the king of the ring because he should have been a double count out. Rhino goes inside, and he takes off the turnbuckle pad, the middle turnbuckle pad, and he throws Edge into the exposed turnbuckle. Edge hurts his ribs. Rhino starts to work over his ribs.
Yeah, he locks him in the body scissors at one point.
Yeah, that's something that why this was a little worse than Kurt and Christian. That one didn't have any rest holds.
Yeah.
This one did.
This one had rest holds. But it's fine, because when they had to pick it back up, Rhino fucking did something I never thought I'd ever see him do. He climbed to the top rope and hit a body splash.
Yeah, Rhino hit a huge power slam, and then he hit an awesome frog splash.
Yeah.
Like, he got high up in the air. He came down great. Rhino was awesome. They were both on the top rope, and there's a sunset flip powerbomb from the top. Edge wasn't able to take the advantage longer as Rhino hit a giant spine buster. Edge, these spots never look good.
Yeah.
Rhino goes to the corner to set up for the spear.
The way I wrote it in here is so funny because I didn't know what the hell was happening at first until I realized what happened.
What did you write? Rhino hits and Edge hits.
Yeah.
Rhino goes for the gore and Edge counters it by hitting the spear. So they just ram into each other and
head first.
But just both fall over.
They did that spot, and then Edge did that spot also literally 19 years later against Roman.
Yeah, and he did it against Batista the 08 draft because they both bled.
Yeah.
Because they actually banged heads.
They're so stupid.
So they both hit heads. Rhino gets back out first and he runs for the gore, but Edge moves and Rhino gored himself into the exposed turnbuckle and Edge hit the execution for the win. This was a good match because obviously both of them are good. Rhino looked the most impressive in this match, though.
Yeah.
Rhino should have been a bigger star in WWE, god damn it. Rhino hit all his power moves awesomely. He was a big, scary guy. He hit a fucking frog splash awesomely. Rhino could have been a major star. But he wasn't, and Edge moved on to round 2. The finals are Edge.
Like major stars do.
Yes. Edge versus Kurt Angle for later tonight in your finals.
Molly and Spike get cut to backstage.
Yep.
And they're talking shit about nothing.
Alright, so...
I guess about how they love each other and whatnot.
They're talking about how Spike challenged his brothers, the Dudley Boyz, for a tag title match tonight.
How did he do that? What an idiot.
Yeah, and they asked him if he found a partner.
He said, no, I'm choosing Molly.
The Dudleys walked... He said he did find a partner. Jim Ross was like, well, who's your partner? Spike was like, I'll keep that a secret, sir, but thank you for
Molly.
that good question, my fellow...
Moving on.
The Dudleys walked up, called Molly and Spike disappointed.
Trailer trash.
Backstage, Chris Jericho is interviewed by Taz. Taz asked him about the rumors. Jericho said yes. He was aware of the rumors.
Oh my fucking god, that's right.
But no. Well, first Taz says, are you going to go to WCW? And Jericho's like, yes. I was aware that there were rumors I was going to go to WCW. But no. I didn't know that you knew if I was about the rumors.
Oh my god.
He said that for once, he is going to shut the hell up. And we're going to have to
That
wait.
did make me laugh when I heard him say that.
Yes. So Taz didn't get the answers he was looking for.
Just like Shane Douglas.
Poor Shane. Backstage, no, not backstage, because it's time for the tag team title match. The champions Bubba and Devon, who won the titles this past SmackDown by beating Jericho and Benoit when Austin hit Benoit with the tag titles. They set to defend against Spike and his mystery tag team partner, Kane.
Oh my.
That big burnt freak.
That freak that was recording DDP earlier at the restaurant.
Or maybe it was... Oh, yeah, maybe it was Spike recording him, and that's how...
Huh! That's how he got Kane.
Yeah, that's how he got Kane.
We didn't think about that. See, that's the one he wouldn't expect. He wouldn't expect
He'd
Spike.
be like, oh, there's Spike Dudley. He's got a camera, but whatever. Not my problem. Why the fuck would I worry about Spike? No, knowing that Spike's the little brother of destruction. For one night only.
Oh, no.
So, Kane comes out, and he gets in First, Spike runs on the ring. The Dudleys try to hit him with a clothesline. He ducks. They turn around. Kane hits him with a double clothesline. Bubba threw... At one point, Bubba had Spike up. He threw him at Kane. Kane caught him. Gorilla pressed him and just threw him back at Bubba, knocking Bubba over. Devon goes for a leapfrog and fakes a knee injury. And then he jumps Spike when Bubba distracted him. They continuously work over Spike because... You want to work over Kane and give it a hot tag to Spike.
Yeah.
Bubba hits a huge back body drop to Spike, sending him flying in the air. The Dudleys beat down Spike.
I just want to point something out. Some commentary that made me laugh is that Paul Heyman is going on while this sequence is happening, while Spike's in the ring and Bubba is working the shit out of Spike. Paul says this is it's all Molly's fucking fault. Mm-hmm. That Spike's getting his ass beat by his brothers. And he says, you know what? Women are fucking Jezebels. All women are floozies and skanks and sluts, and I hate them. And I was like, God damn, Paul, you might be onto something. Nah, I'm kidding. He was not onto something. But just some thought. Paul Heyman out here hating on women.
Thank you, man.
I mean, he does it every Saturday. The Kayla just makes so much sense now.
He does. Eventually, Kane's able to make the hot tag. He hits a power slam onto Devon Dudley. No, he hits a power slam onto Bubba. Devon was supposed to break it up, but he was late. So Teddy just stopped counting, obviously. And the fans booed and were pissed off. There's a spot later, like a minute later, where Devon had to break it up again. And he actually was there on time.
Yeah.
Dudley Dog to Bubba.
Yep.
Oh, that's when Devon broke it up. What the fuck did I type? What's up to Kane? Oh, what's up to Kane.
Bubba and Devon hit what's up on Kane.
Yeah, I typed the WTS.
You just didn't know what what's up meant.
Oh, they hit the what's up? The Dudleys hit the what's up on Kane.
It's not what's up. It's what's up!
Oh, I'm sorry, Doug. How are you? Spike goes for the Dudley Dog, and Devon counters it, and he gets hit by this Reedy. The Dudleys retain their tag titles. After the match, they set up a table because they're going to put their stupid, disappointment, little midget, worthless, redhead child, stepchild, fucking loser son, Spike Dudley through a table. But Kane was like, I like weirdos. And he saved his little friend, who did him a favor by recording DDP earlier in the night. And he chokeslammed Bubba Dudley through the table. So Kane and Spike end the match on top. But the Dudleys are still your tag champs.
Yeah.
It was a fun little match.
Yeah, I didn't have an issue with it. There was no, horrendous... I mean, Devon fucked up the count. That's about it.
Okay. There's no problem outside of Devon being late.
Yeah.
And Teddy just blatantly stopped counting. Bubba could have just kicked out. And Bubba just not kicking out then. So you know
Bubba
what?
was lazy.
Bubba, Devon, Teddy, you guys fucked this up.
You're all having a tag match.
Kane, good job. I'm not fucking it up. Edge is backstage. Christian wished him luck and then just walked out.
Yeah. Christian says, hey, brother, good luck out there. Even though you moved on, I didn't. And Edge says, fuck off, you annoying piece of shit. I can't fucking stand you. Go to AEW.
But first, go to Impact. Just keep leaving me.
Yeah. Billy Gunn popped up, and everyone said, what the hell? What happened to my fucking program? Billy Gunn popped up at WF New York, and he was pissed off that he was there with the commoners. Billy Gunn basically said, I'm an ass man, and I'm here at WF New York. Why? I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. I mean, no one was ever Have you ever watched your pay-per-views back outside of Jerry Lynn? Like, Urgh.
Jerry, Judgment Day!
Nobody was ever happy to be at WWF New York.
Yeah, Jerry Lynn was enjoying the Pasta Mania.
But I don't blame him. But at first, Billy Gunn said, I won King of the Ring 2 years ago, and I'm not even on the goddamn card.
Yeah, he really was shitting on the fucking writers at this point.
He was like, I don't give a crap who wins tonight.
I'm fucking their ass.
Fucking bullshit that the ass man ain't on his ass of a card. And then Billy Gunn walked off the stage. The fans
walked off the stage?
They were cheering the entire time. It's like they didn't even notice Billy Gunn was there.
Yeah,
like they never reacted to what he said.
They were cheering. They were cheering for him, even though he was burying them.
They were looking straight past him. They're just not even acknowledging his existence.
Yeah, fuck Billy Gunn.
Which leads us to the King of the Ring final. Kurt Angle versus Edge. And if you didn't know,
now you know.
Kurt Angle got here by being Christian earlier tonight. And Edge got here by being Rhino earlier tonight. I know you may not know that. But
not easy paths for any of these men.
So Edge comes out first, and then Kurt comes out. But Kurt says he doesn't want anything to get in the way of their friendship. And there's no way Edge could beat him tonight. Fucking loser. And he's got another match against Shane McMahon tonight. Another loser. And he asked Edge to just forfeit.
Not only that, he didn't just ask him to forfeit. He said, Edge, to be fair, honestly, like your song says you. I don't know you, but Edge, I think I know you, and that pissed Edge off.
That's when I was like, you
think you know me?
And then he threw.
You think you know? They play the song one more time. You think you know me?
Edge punched him and hits a flapjack, and he starts to run wide on Kurt, but Kurt's like, I think I know you. And Kurt's like leaning against the ropes, and Edge walks to him, and then Kurt just grabs him, just belly to belly, chucks him over the top. And it's not like one of the ones where like they someone go sideways to land safely. Edge just does a fucking straight front flip over the top rope.
My question is, how the fuck can you be Edge's friend if you think you know him and you can't know him? Like you give him a gift on his birthday, and he's like, yo, how the fuck do you know my birthday? You think you know me? And
Edge wanted to be a mystery. Why do you think he debuted by walking the street stuff long?
They started fucking leading in front of everybody, in front of children. Like, what happened?
Angle, as my notes say, Angle hits duplexes.
Oh, yeah, duplexes and suplexes.
He hits more suplexes, belly to belly and belly to back. Much like the Rhino match, there's a long rest. Well, not this one was longer than the Rhino match.
Yeah.
There's a rest hold which brings out the air horn.
That was me intimidated.
So air horns are going off as Angle has Edge in a chin lock. He suplexes Edge on the barricade to keep working over the injured ribs from earlier in the night against Rhino. Edge starts to fight back. He goes for an impaler, but is countered to the ankle lock. Edge counters into a roll-up, and Edge hits his neck breaker the one way he sort of like grabs him by the chin. And
the Edge-o-matic.
The Edge-o-matic. But as he was hitting the Edge-o-matic, Christian ran down, and he was like yelling, and the ref was distracted. Edge had to clean pin on Kurt, but he was distracted by little bitch outwork everyone Christian.
That's what he said. Seriously, fuck off and go to Impact.
Somehow, I don't even remember how, but the referee gets bumped.
Oh my god.
Kurt Angle gets Edge in the ankle lock, and Edge tapped, but the ref was down. So both Kurt and Edge beat each other, but the ref was either retarded or unconscious.
Same thing.
But as he let go of the ankle lock because he was like, what the fuck, ref? Why are you down on the ground? But as he turns around, Shane hits the spear to Kurt. Shane ran in, hit the spear. Edge hits the impaler to Kurt. Edge is your 2001 King of the Ring. I don't really remember what he did in 2001, but it would work out for him in the long run.
He would go on to fight Christian for most of it. Like the ladder match they had, the cage match they had.
Yeah. Okay, and then no one. So yeah,
it was like IC title, Euro title stuff, European title stuff.
Yeah, and then at Survivor Series, he beat Test to unify the Intercontinental and U.S. title. Alright, good job, King Edge. Weird sentence, but Edge, your 2001 King of the Ring. Not a failure of a King of the Ring like
this is a nice trophy.
Billy.
And it breaks.
Yep. You know where you want to see Edge? WWF New York.
Yeah, take that, Billy. Take that fucking Billy. Yeah, fuck you, Billy. Yeah, you can't see me, but I'm flicking you off. Fuck you, Billy. Taz interviews that fucking piece of shit, Chris Benoit.
Oh my god. Taz asked about the question if he would go to WCW, and
Benoit says, for real, dude, and he walks out.
He got pissed. Benoit was like, what the hell kind of a question
you
is
think
that?
You would assume me of murdering people like my family? Well, fuck off, Taz, and he walks off, and he's like,
I'll never join Team Taz. But he got in Taz's face and like, what the hell kind of a question is that? That's actually a good question. And then he walked out, and Taz just looked like,
Taz like, that's intense.
I bet he has brain damage.
No, Taz saw it right then and there. He's like, that man's got CTE.
Edge is backstage, handed a trophy, and Christian came in and congratulated him. Edge questioned what he was doing out there, and Christian was like, of course I was just... You took the rest on your phone.
No, there's more.
Oh, alright. It's like, well, you kept flipping back and forth. So Christian was congratulating him. Edge was like, what were you doing out there? Christian was like, I was only out there to help you, of course. curse.
The curse.
And the era of awesomeness begins. Backstage, for some reason, Kurt Angle is yelling at the security guards for no reason.
Kurt says, security, hey, security, fuck WCW. And the security go, okay, that's true.
Kurt Angle's like, of course. This was that stupid bitch's plan, was his receding hairline. Why are you want to talk, Kurt? So apparently Shane's plan was to get Kurt to the finals to wrestle 2 matches in one night, but to make him lose.
Which was smart.
Yeah, can't let him be king of the ring, but make him go through it all.
Which doesn't... Let me just say, this isn't the last time security's gonna get fucking yelled at for no reason tonight.
That's by those 2 assholes that try to hang out with Vince and sing songs.
Yeah, fucking cowboy hats and shit.
Which brings us to our cooldown match of the night.
Yep.
For the Light Heavyweight Championship, Jeff Hardy defends against X-Pac.
X-Pac! I got a lot of things I never wanted. I can't get back to that. And I know you hate X-Factor, but you ain't never gonna me like that. I know you want it.
Jeff Hardy, X-Pac out-wrestles Jeff Hardy early on. Like, they brawl to the outside, and Jeff goes to do his running barricade clothesline.
Oh, yeah, Jeff Hardy fucking kicked the kid in the face as he gets up on the barricade. As he runs around the barricade, a guy is like got his face out there, and fucking Jeff Hardy just straight kicked him in the face as he's running for a spot. Jeff Hardy don't give a shit if you're.
Well, maybe that fucking fan shouldn't put his face right where Jeff Hardy was running.
He was legit. He had to be like at least 14 years old. He was like, Jeff Hardy got his face kicked off. That's just funny.
They keep brawling. They get back in the ring. X-Pac hip tosses Jeff Hardy over the top and springboard cross bodies him. X-Pac tries to leapfrog in the corner, but Jeff doesn't duck, so Jeff just runs face first on X-Pac's dick.
It's like a standing Bronco Buster at that point.
X-Pac takes eyes. Oh, he pokes the eyes.
Yeah.
Hits the X Factor.
The X Factor.
The X Factor. The ref counts as Reba notices that Jeff's foot is on the rope. X-Pac goes for the X Factor again, but Jeff turns into a jawbreaker.
Yep.
Jeff starts to climb the top rope to the Swanton, but X-Pac crotches him on the top. He goes at something, and Jeff says, "Now fuck you," and pushes him off. Hits a Swanton to retain your championship. Jeff Hardy's still your light heavyweight champion. I went through those spots quickly, but it was a good little sprint match, because I don't think Jeff Hardy and X-Pac could have a bad match. So it was a good match.
Yep.
Anything to add to that match?
Nope.
Alright. Interesting little fact.
Fuck that match.
X-Pac beat Jeff Hardy for the title the next night on Raw.
Oh.
Backstage, Austin, Tajiri, and William Regal. I didn't catch anything that they said because I was peeing.
Austin, Tajiri, and Regal are all chilling right now. And, well, not really, because Austin's trying to get Vince to come to the show as fast as possible. Like I said, the show is in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and that has a lot to do because Billy Gunn is at WWF New York, Vince is like 40 minutes away from all of them, and he's all the way at Greenwich at the Titan Towers. So Austin's calling Vince right now, trying to get him to come to the show, to stop WCW from taking the belt and leaving. But he's trying to tell the security guard to watch out for Vince. And wait, that's not it yet. My bad. He's calling Vince on the phone, telling me he's still got time to get here before the main event, so he can show up in time and stop WCW from fucking over everyone.
Indeed. And there's more footage of DDP being stalked. DDP jumps into the ring.
Well, we didn't know who he was stalked by, but now it makes sense. It's fucking Spike Dudley.
It was, but apparently the last one was Sarah. She was stalking him too today. Her and Spike.
She was stalking him. Fuck, I thought it was, Spike and Sarah kind of sound the same.
And look the same.
Yeah?
She says it's time for DDP to be made famous. Taker came out. Taker beats the shit out of DDP. Sarah films it.
Before this happens, Taker walks out slowly, and he's taking all the time in the world.
Vintage Taker.
Yeah. He puts his MMA gloves on because everyone can know he's serious. And then fucking Sarah cucks DDP by recording this porno of him getting his ass beat. It's like home footage. You see it on the Titantron, just them recording DDP getting his ass beat. It's awesome.
I said it quickly, but this was not a quick segment. This was not like Taker punches him and that DDP runs away. This was Taker punches him all over the place.
This was a burial.
This was just Taker completely ending DDP's career.
You could like DDP said, he's gonna be the first WCW wrestler to show up in Madison Square Garden, and before they did that, they said we're gonna make you not even want to be a WCW wrestler.
This was the first pay-per-view in WWE for DDP, and it was also the death for DDP. A lot of people have gone into a lot more detail about it, but I'm biased because Undertaker's my favorite wrestler, so I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, fuck DDP.
He never drew shit. All right.
Austin, we come back to this.
You know who did draw shit? Steve Austin. Let's get to him.
Steve Austin's backstage. He's talking back to this the same security that Angle was talking to earlier.
This guy had giant glasses. No, this was just a parking attendant.
Oh, this is just a parking lot guy.
Yeah.
So Austin says, "Hey, parking lot bitch, what?" When Vince shows up, I need you to let him know that I'm out there at the ring. So bring him out to me.
Right now, not at the ring yet. He was still in his office because there's still, his locker room because there's still Kurt and Shane.
Yeah.
He just tells the guy that when Vince gets here, let him know to find Steve Austin. And he yells at this guy. This guy, you can't see his emotions in his eyes because his glasses are so fucking huge.
No, you can see all of his emotions.
No, they're like the weird glasses where you can't see the people's eyes. Like, they look so weird.
Yeah.
It's like for the very, very visually impaired. Where, like, the glasses have to look so odd. Now, which brings us to our next match, which I didn't take I took some notes for, but I'm really not going to talk about it because I'm going to let Jordan take over because this is one of his favorite matches of all time.
All right. Shane McMahon. So we get to the match of Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle in a no holds barred last man stand.
No holds barred.
No holds barred. Yeah.
No, a street fight.
Street fight is the term they use. So they show the Kurt Angle Shane McMahon package. I
do have something to add. So, Kurt is like, in the video package, he's like doing a celebration, sort of like the Olympic medalist. He's standing up on a podium, and
very iconic promo.
Yes,
for all the wrong reasons.
And Shane comes out, and he stands on the very top like he won the gold medal, and he goes, "Kurt, you got your 3 letters,
the triple I's."
Yeah, but I got 3 letters on my own. WCW. And you could... Now, this promo is very memorable to us because we randomly just watched this over Xbox once in a party while bored. This Raw. But she was like, what does the W stand for? What stands for? World. Like planets. Like worlds. He was like, there are many planets. But what does the C stand for? What stands for cookies? And then he was like, well, and the second W stands for wussies. World cookie wussies. And Angle had enough of this rambling bullshit like 2020 when Shane's just out of it promo and he runs up and he hits the Angle.
He throws him through a glass panel.
We're not there yet.
Oh, right. Not yet? Okay.
Get to the match.
So after the Kurt Angle Shane McMahon match, we get a little insight. At this point, Kurt Angle's already been through 2 matches. Shane is fresh and has done nothing but fuck with Kurt this whole night. So at the beginning, we start off and they just start fighting. They just start brawling. Shane gets tackled immediately, and Kurt is trying to just go for whatever he can. German suplexes.
Immediately bust open Kurt with his shitty punches.
Shane throwing whatever punches he can, and he busts Kurt Angle open hard way. Kurt at that point says, "Fuck you, you unsafe piece of shit," and starts stomping a mud hole into Shane McMahon. By the way, I'm so biased to this match right here. You have literally probably 2 of my favorites of all time. I mean, Kurt's a god. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He's never been one of the guys I've been like, okay, top 10. But I watched SmackDown growing up. I was a big Kurt guy just because growing up on the blue brand.
Yeah.
But this is definitely just probably one of my favorite match all time between these 2. They start going back and forth. Kurt Irish whips Shane to the ropes. He hits him with a kitchen sink. Kurt just doing whatever the fuck he can. It's no holds barred, so anything can go. Kurt has Shane literally in a elbow. It's like a front collar tie up, and he just starts clinch kneeing Shane. He's just raining knees down on Shane. Shane somehow manages to grab Kurt's leg in the clinch, and he dragon whips him. Kurt and Shane at that point, Kurt is dragon whipped onto the floor, and Shane gets out of the ring, tries to powder out. So Kurt says, "Fine, you pussy bitch. wrestle me. And Kurt he starts begging for Shane to wrestle him.
Like when he gets out of ref position?
Not yet.
Oh.
He begs for Shane to come back in the ring and wrestle. Shane comes in and gets belly to bellied, not once, but twice. And then Kurt has him on the ground and starts throwing crossface shots, beating the shit out of Shane. Literally just cross-facing the shit out of him. At this point, Kurt says, fine, if you don't want to brawl like a man, you can wrestle like a bitch. Kurt, a gold medalist freestyle Olympic wrestler, called him a bitch for wrestling. So Kurt gets down on all four knees and presents his ass to Shane McMahon.
Yeah. Referee possession.
Oh yeah, referee's position, that's what they call it. So Shane, at this point, if you've ever seen an amateur wrestling match, by the way, you know it's the all four it's a hands on the ground, knees on the ground position that you get in.
I'm sure everyone at least knows what an amateur wrestling ref looks like. Well, like the position.
Yeah, they know what the position is. They probably don't know what it is. At that point, Shane, seeing the opportunity in front of him for referee's position and to go into an amateur wrestling clinic, Shane says, fuck that bullshit. That shit's for fags. I'm getting a sneaky gut kick in. I don't know why. But Shane kicks the shit out of Kurt in his ribs, and that literally just pissed off Kurt. Kurt was heated at that, and he chased Shane off to go outside. Then Kurt whips Shane into the barricade, but Shane counters by jumping onto the barricade and hitting a flying back elbow onto Kurt. At this point, we're now in Shane's wheelhouse because Shane's outside doing his crazy shit.
At one point, he hit like a flying nothing.
Yeah, that's literally it's like a diving. That's fine. They're still
right.
recording. It's still recording this.
All right. But yeah, he had like a flying nothing. Just came off with absolutely nothing.
On the announce table, yeah, he had a diving shoulder block. Is what it kind of looked like, which knocks Kurt to the floor. Shane goes for something under the ring and gets a kendo stick. He wields it like he knows what he's doing with it, but he probably doesn't.
Yeah.
He gets about 3 or 4 shots, and I didn't count how many, but he gets a couple shots on Kurt's back and face. They end up brawling over the barricade, or Kurt ends up falling over the barricade from the shots, and Shane taunts, and Shane poses, and Kurt fucking rises from behind the barricade like a machine.
Like a more recent one is like that Finn Balor Keith Lee.
Yeah, it's definitely like that. and Shane gets choked out by Kurt from behind the barricade.
I bet Shane wishes his night ended there.
Yep.
It's only gonna go downhill.
Oh my fuck! They die after this match. They both just die.
All right.
Shane arm drags Kurt into the barricade from coming back outside from the crowd, and he starts working Kurt onto the steps. He gets Kurt lined up for the steps, and he shoulder tackles his leg into the steps. Then Shane brings Kurt to the ring to try a couple pinfall attempts. None of them succeed.
No.
They maybe a 1 count, but that's about it. Maybe even a 2.
Well, it couldn't be a 3.
Yeah, because we're still going.
Mm-hmm.
Shane busts out garbage can and a plywood plank. Some weirder weapons we're getting tonight. At this point, Kurt has blood beginning to just go crazy down his face now. So Shane says, fuck it, your blood's not done. I'm going to go some more. And starts smacking him in the head with cooking sheets.
He does his jumping.
His leaping Shane O'Mac, here's to your dome piece. That's what it's called. And then Shane goes for an ankle lock on Kurt. He's going for an ankle lock on Kurt, and he's trying to get Kurt to tap, and Kurt will not tap. Kurt eventually rolls through it. It gets back up, and Shane flies back at him, hits a float over DDT. At this point, Shane is trying to end it again with another submission move. He tries a sharpshooter, but he fucks it up, and he falls to the ground. At this point, Shane doesn't know what to do because Kurt is not tapping out, and Shane is still fucking falling over from the sharpshooter. So they let it go, and they start coming back to their feet. Kurt ends up grabbing a kendo stick off the ground and swings it at Shane's leg, but Shane jumps over it, Matrix style, and dodges it. Shane has a trash can and he smashes Kurt in the head. Well, Kurt goes for the sweep to the legs with the kendo stick and he dodges it, and Kurt does another one and Shane dodges again. Then Shane grabs the trash can and smashes Kurt over the face with it. He smashes Kurt again with the trash can and places it onto Kurt while he's in the corner. Shane climbs up to the top rope and tries a shooting star press.
A very pretty one.
Yeah, very nice one. Way better than what Brock will do in 2 years.
Shane always had a nice shooting star press.
Yeah, he did a really good one at the Mania against AJ. He misses it, though, just like the Mania one against AJ. So Kurt, in all of his wrestling acumen and glory, starts fireman's carrying Shane just repeatedly. And he dumps him over the top rope because Shane's not even worth Kurt's time in this wrestling ring. Boy, oh boy, did it start getting crazy from here.
Yeah. When did Kurt break his tailbone?
Right here.
I won't interrupt you. Keep going.
They battle up so Shane gets dumped over the top rope and Kurt goes after him. Shane and Kurt starts battling up the ramp. And at this point, they're up the ramp. And Kurt gives Shane a suplex onto the concrete. He tries giving Shane a suplex, but Shane reverses it and gives him a suplex of his own. And at this point, Kurt famously in the Don't Try This at Home videos broke his tailbone. And Shane and Kurt are still throwing hits after the suplex on the concrete.
Now Kurt has to work the rest of his match with a broken tailbone.
Yeah, Shane doesn't get out of this easy.
No.
Shane does not get out of this easy.
No.
Oh my fucking god. So, after this point, Kurt is broken backed and broken bootied. And they're battling up the entrance.
That does remind me of a sign I saw, though. Somebody brought to this show a sign that says Kurt Angle has butt implants.
Yeah, now his butt definitely needs implants.
Butt bursted.
They just broke your spine.
Shane McMahon busted that booty.
They go up to the entranceway. They battle into the King of the Ring set. Ah, fuck. I forgot to say at the beginning how beautiful the set is. This is the first, like, electric chair. You know the SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth, King of the Ring stage, and you climb up. This is the first one of those. So, this is definitely the GOAT King of the Ring stage, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's the one where you, in Shut Your Mouth, you can jump off the big chair.
I said that.
It looks cool.
They start throwing each other into the legs of the chair. They start brawling up towards the fucking entranceway, and they're kind of on the side area. Oh yeah. Kurt then fucking sees behind him is the stage. Why? Kurt fucking grabs Shane in a belly-to-belly. Kurt's been throwing belly-bellies all night. And this belly-belly, I guess, it goes over, but it doesn't do what they want to do.
Yeah.
So Kurt bellies to belly Shane and tries to throw him through the stage wall. And it doesn't go through. So Shane fucking bounces off the stage wall and falls on his head and neck. And at that point, Shane McMahon got one of many concussions this night.
It was awful. His back hits it. So they were expecting to get Sugar Glass, the guy in charge.
Yeah.
If you don't know what Sugar Glass is, it's what they use in movies. It breaks very easily. Nobody gets cut. It looks great. No one gets hurt. The guy in charge of getting the glass apparently didn't know that
it wasn't only that. It was the fact that the pyro would have knocked out the Sugar Glass. That's what I've heard recently. Is that the fact that the pyro would have knocked out the Sugar Glass, and that's the reason why they thought this was a better alternative. No, the fuck it wasn't, because this is just plexiglass.
So if you watch the first suplex, Shane's back hits it, and he's just up there, and then he just goes straight down to the ground.
And bonks his head on the concrete.
Yep. But
just like Matt Hardy.
But we're not done yet.
Oh, no, because it didn't break. So Kurt does it again. And this time it works the second time.
But and now they're behind the stage.
Yes. Yeah, where that guy is on the with the WF Attitude shirt, that's where they just were. You can even see Kurt's arm. Just kind of sticking out.
So, you think they would learn their lesson with the first one not breaking easily?
So if at first you don't succeed, try again. Boy, we belly in again. For the third time, there's a belly to belly onto this glass. And it doesn't work. So Shane bounces his head again.
And
for the
it's
second
even worse
time.
because it's backstage. Like, you can't really see it in a picture, but there's like a pipe. Like right over where Kurt is.
Yes.
And Shane's legs like somewhat slam into it. Which
Not only
like,
that, they're also on the plexiglass now, which is broken everywhere.
Yeah, Kurt's back is completely cut open. Shane's is too, is not as bad because it just doesn't look as bad because he has a shirt and a jersey.
Yeah. So after his third belly to belly suplex that has not gone through the glass, Kurt says, "Fuck it, we'll do it live," and he grabs Shane by his bloody billionaire bitch boy fucking head, and he throws him with all of his might through the glass. That fucking that throw back through it. I think that gets me more hyped than the actual going through the glass. I think it's when they come back through it, like that one.
They're looking at it right now.
Yeah, that
because they do the great camera angle. If you're just looking at
the side,
and then all of a sudden
you see Shane pop through. That shit. I live for this match, bro. I do. Oh, Kane, Shane is dead. Kurt is dead.
Well, his booty's dead.
Yeah.
And now his back's dead.
And the referee is being screamed at this point, probably. No, yeah. I've
heard stories that Vince was just considering going out there and canceling the match himself. So he didn't have to go home and tell Linda, honey, darling. No, you didn't have to go home and tell, honey, darling. One of our biggest draws is dead because our stupid-ass son.
You know what? I feel like that'd be the same way I tell Lily. Hey, our son killed one of the guys I need to make money off of. What the hell? Shane's dead.
But it's still not over yet.
Yeah, Shane's dead. Kurt's dead. Referee is getting screamed at, about to lose his fucking job. So, at this point, Kurt cannot drag Shane. He actually physically cannot drag Shane.
His back is too fucked up.
His back and booty are too fucked up.
His booty can't pop no more.
How do you even do the last man standing Kurt Angle with the backwards if you don't have a booty popping?
But being a great man, he improvises.
Yeah, he finds a production cart. I'm just going to call it a production box on wheels.
And so things that, like, if you fight in the backstage during the parking lot in 2K20, you can, like, throw them into to have wheels.
The wheelie box things.
Yeah.
The one that Spirit Squad were stuffed in.
Yeah.
And he wheels Shane back to the ring on that cart. He throws Shane back into the ring. At this point, I think the fans were like me, just like, God damn it, what else can happen? What can you do? Kurt goes for a pin on this dead Shane McMahon, and Shane fucking kicks out at 2, and oh my God, this match, oh boy, oh damn. I'm just talking about it, it makes me light up. I said Kurt is actually upset. No, I think Kurt was fucking ready to be done.
Yeah.
Kurt said, "You son of a bitch. You stupid motherfucker. You stupid fucking family. I can't stand you. I can't stand WCW. I can't stand wrestling. Why are we doing this to ourselves?" And Shane said, "For the fans, homie." Kurt is fucking heated. Shane somehow gets up and starts striking back with garbage can lids onto Kurt. He is swinging these lids like his life depends on it.
This match on a piss real quick.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Shane ends up following that up with an angle slam. It gets only a 2 count off of it. So Shane at this point is trying to climb up the top rope to try to probably do something else. Maybe like I think he's trying to go for like the coast to coast or something. He's probably playing on that. But Kurt says no, fuck you, and cuts him off. Kurt grabs a piece of plywood board for some weird reason. It's like a mini table, and sets it up onto the ropes where Shane was currently dangling and hanging. And Kurt says, "Fine, you son of a bitch, let's go for a ride." Climbs up to the top rope onto this plywood board as a mount to make a bigger platform, and goes for a super angle slam, which is basically a callback to their promo, the segment
off the
podium.
Yeah.
it calls back to that. It says, if you want to be the gold medalist, I'm the diamond medalist, you son of a bitch. 1, 2, 3. Angle wins. I've just came all over myself as a fucking grown man watching this match, and I need a smoke. That match is so good, I can read it to you, and it's hard for me not to cry.
That's why I didn't really add anything, because that's more your match.
Yeah.
Obviously. I mean, I love that match, too, but you're more of the, I'll come and cry at the same time over this match.
Yeah, hey, you give me some death match like that, I was probably only, what?
4.
4?
We were 4 when this match was live.
That's good memories right there, man.
So Kurt Angle ends a fantastic night with a broken ass, but killing Shane McMahon. So
hey, he won the Olympics with a broken neck. What's good with killing Shane McMahon with a broken ass?
Backstage, we go. I don't want to go past that match. We just went so quick. Yeah. Obviously, a very great match. One of the most recognizable, famous matches in WWE history.
A lot better than the fucking main event.
The main event wasn't even bad.
The main event wasn't bad.
But there's no way the main event could have followed what just happened.
Yeah.
I think the main event was a really good three-way. It would probably be the match of the night if that match hadn't happened.
Yes.
But there's no way the main event could follow by that. But before Steve Austin goes back into the parking lot and goes up to the same giant four-eyed dork.
Vince, why the fuck did your son just kill himself for us?
The guy said that Vince isn't there, and Vince is like, well, what the fuck? The Brooklyn Brawler walks up in his backstage persona and says, get your ass to the ring, bitch boy, you gotta defend the title. Because he was like, send Vince out to the ring. I think we turned off the show. I don't even remember if Vince ever did show up at the end.
I don't think he did.
So the main event for the WWF Championship, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit. Obviously, very recently before this, Triple H goes down with his boo-boo leg, and he will not...
Triple H runs into the ring with a sledgehammer, and his leg explodes for some reason.
He tears his quad off the bone.
I still don't understand. Is it
running?
It's the way he turns his leg, I think, as he's going for the sledgehammer shot.
And his protege Seth Rollins would also destroy his leg doing something ridiculous.
It's
so, they had to improvise, change all their plans, and now we got Benoit, Jericho versus Austin. Steve Austin, a promo.
I have a question.
Great. What?
I'm sorry, before you go in. So, do you think if Hunter was still here, do you think it would have just been a fatal four-way? Or do you think they would have just eventually did the power trip exploding and then do Austin?
I don't know what they would have done here because Benoit and Jericho been attacked. I don't know if Benoit and Jericho would have just moved on and stayed in the tag division and Austin would have just fought somebody randomly in the main event and Hunter would have been just in some random match on the card. I don't know if Hunter would have stayed in if Benoit and Jericho are actually meant to be in the main event scene. Because right after this pay-per-view, they were out of the main event scene for a while.
But the only reason why they were in the main event scene is because
Hunter got hurt, which is why I don't think that the plans were that if Hunter was still around, that Benoit and Jericho.
Okay. I think it would probably been Hunter versus Austin then.
I don't know if it would have been right at King of the Ring. I feel like Austin probably would have just fought maybe even Kane, because Kane was doing nothing on the card.
No, he wasn't doing anything. He was Intercontinental Champion, though.
Yeah. So, Hunter was feuding with Kane before that, so maybe Hunter would have fought Kane again, and maybe that's why...
Kane had to fucking team with Spike.
Maybe, who knows if DDP was meant to stalk Taker. Maybe it was just going to keep doing the two-man power trip versus the Brothers of Destruction.
That's true. Then DDP wouldn't have had shit. Oh, damn. It's all Hunter's fault that DDP got buried with a stalker gimmick.
Yeah, so in the video package, it's awesome because Austin cost them the time. Well, he says that he doesn't need Hunter. He can take Benoit and Jericho on his own. So Linda makes this three-way, and Austin immediately goes, it's a conspiracy. They're trying to screw me.
I was like, is that our truth?
Yes, he said a conspiracy.
Little Jimmy, what?
That's why it was such a great heel, because he said he could take both of them on his own, so she makes the match, and immediately he's the victim. And it's them.
I believe him.
And then there's a great time where backstage, he goes up to Vince and he goes, you gotta pick. It's either me or Linda. You can't have us both.
I love sad boy Steve Austin that really wants the affection of Vince McMahon.
And Vince in a video package told him that if he doesn't retain a King of the Ring, they're over. So Benoit and Jericho jump Austin on the ramp and they brawl into the crowd. Both Chris's light up Austin with chops. Surprisingly, Jericho outdoing Benoit in the chops tonight.
Maybe he felt like he had to.
Yeah. Jericho goes for a pin, but Benoit pulls him off. Start to tease a little bit of dissension, but not quite yet. They keep mainly double teaming Austin until Jericho goes for a heel kick onto Austin, but Austin ducks and he hits Benoit. Benoit gets belly to back by drops over the top rope. He top ropes does that to Jericho for the top rope, and Jericho's out of the match for like a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, did Jericho get hurt? Because he's out of this. It just comes down to Austin and Benoit for
it was like maybe 4 minutes of like Jericho just not showing up, and it was like weird.
And when he does come back up, he's bleeding from the head.
Yeah.
So like if you watch it fall, it looks like he bangs his head against like the apron as he goes down.
Maybe he gigged?
Maybe. They keep brawling. Oh no, I lost my place in my notes real quick.
This was a long match too.
Yeah, Austin goes for the stunner. Chris Benoit pushes Austin into the ref, and he hits Austin with a stunner. Benoit hits the stunner for a 2 count. Benoit hits Steve Austin with the belt, and Jericho breaks it up. There were boring chants in this crowd, which this match was never boring. Yeah. This was a very good match, but this crowd just saw the death match, basically.
It was literally WWE's first ever death match.
Both Austin and Jericho go for walls of Jericho on each other, and Austin lands on his head when Jericho counters his version. Chris Jericho hits a triangle dropkick to Chris Benoit, and he did the bulldog. He goes for the lion salt to Steve Austin, who got his knees up. Benoit goes to hit Austin, but he ducks and he hits Chris Jericho. Austin stuns Benoit, but Benoit rolls out of the ring, so Austin can't cover him. Again, I'm only doing the big spots, but this is a very long match.
Yeah.
Chris Benoit hits 5 German suplexes to Steve Austin. This is pretty late in the match, so they're pretty tired. He goes for 6, but Austin hits the low blow, and they all fall down. Chris Jericho ends up getting the walls of Jericho on Steve Austin, and Benoit gets him in a crossface. And Steve Austin taps, but only one man can win.
Yeah. Earl Hebner says that shit doesn't work here. Throw that shit out.
Steve Austin on the outside grabs a chair, and Chris Benoit baseball slides it into him.
At this point, we hear a lot of ruckus from the crowd because some nappy-headed, dreaded fool named G.I. Bro is making his entrance through the back way. Booker T shows up, causing all types of havoc amongst everyone. And Booker T, not his fault, but just the fault that Austin slid, kind of unsafely throws Austin through an announce table, injuring Austin in the process. Benoit in the ring ends up German suplexing Chris Jericho, but Chris Jericho, he rolls into a walls of Jericho out of it. Jericho then goes for a shit lion salt, I called it. Why was it a shit lion salt?
Because it wasn't a shit lion salt. Benoit started to sit up during it, and
yeah.
Jericho knees him in the face.
He velveteened him.
Yeah, except it wasn't Bobby Fish's fault.
Yeah.
This wasn't Jericho's fault for the move, because for some reason Benoit decided to sit up in the middle of a lion salt.
No, that was Velveteen's fault.
Yeah, I know, it was. Yeah, I said it wasn't Bobby Fish's fault.
Okay.
Yeah. Benoit hits a diving headbutt onto Steve Austin, but Chris Jericho pulls a ref out of the ring. We were confused about the finish.
Yeah.
Because Austin hits a top rope belly to back suplex to Chris Benoit.
No, Benoit and Jericho do a belly back suplex.
Oh yeah. Benoit, at this point, Jericho had
Austin's just on the ground.
Oh yeah. Austin pins Benoit off Benoit's top rope. Okay. Jericho had been like superplexed like 2 times, and then he got top rope belly to back superplex. And Benoit was the one doing the move, and I was like looking at my phone taking notes, and I hear 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, what? And I looked up, and Austin won, and we were
both like, what?
We had to rewind it, because Austin won by pinning Chris Benoit off the top rope, belly to back suplex that Chris Benoit threw to Jericho.
This fucking show is weird, because like I said earlier, Triple H, what was going to be his role here if he didn't get injured? literally in this match, Austin fucking gets injured, and I'm pretty sure they changed the fucking finish on the fly.
Yes, it was a very good match. It went 27.
Yeah, all things considered.
It went 27 minutes and 52 seconds, the longest match of the card, even being a street fight by a minute. It was a good match. It saw the debut of Booker T. Sadly, Steve Austin got injured, but luckily it wouldn't be a very bad injury.
Yeah, he comes back fairly quick, I think, after this.
And it's competing at the next pay-per-view. Jericho and Benoit had a great main event, but they were never meant to be in the main event, and they sadly get dropped pretty much back down into the mid-cards.
Yeah, one unfairly in Chris Jericho, one should just be never ever talked about it again in history in Chris Benoit.
And we won't until our next review featuring Chris Benoit.
Speaking of that, it comes to talk about our next review featuring Chris Benoit.
Oh, no. I sort of want to see something. Tell them about what your idea for the next review is. Overall, or give them your overall feelings about King of the Ring.
All right, you know what? I might try to see if we can set up a poll or something on the whatchamacallit.
I don't think people are really going to care.
Yeah, people are going to care. But, just a couple little feedback.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, my bad. Forgot I was going to look up. The next pay-per-view they advertised was Fully Loaded.
There was no Fully Loaded 2001.
2001 never came because the next pay-per-view would be
Invasion! Shane and Vince splitting the faces. That's all.
Moving very quickly into this storyline. I wanted to see what Austin was doing because I said he was coming in the next pay-per-view, and he was in 10-man tag when he turns on Team WWF. Yep.
I'm the one bringing the belt to WCW.
But yeah, no, overall really good pay-per-view. There was no really bad match.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a bad match on
There
the
were
show.
two great matches in the main event and a street fight. Some of the King of the Ring matches, Angle and Christian was the best.
Yeah.
Edge and Rhino was fine, and Angle and Edge was fine. I get why they didn't really want to do a lot was Edge. No, it was Angle. Because he had to wrestle 3 matches.
Yeah.
Edge was being kind of lazy tonight, though. Didn't put in his full work ethic.
I mean,
compared to his outwork everyone brother.
To be perfectly honest, I feel like the only slow thing really on the show, funny enough, was probably the quickest match, the X-Pac Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, that was a down point.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even a down point because it was a fine match.
Yeah, it was fine. Like, nothing bad happened. It just didn't get a lot of time for it, Kind of things that happened back in the Attitude Era. A lot of car crash booking. As you can see, car crash.
Yes, but overall, 2001, definitely a good pay-per-view. Worth watching.
Now, I've been thinking, on the next pay-per-view we review, probably keep in line, we just did one from, June or May? May. So I'm thinking we do the June shows next. Like, maybe like a Vengeance or like whatever WCW's June show would be. Or like, even if we just, for some reason thought this was the June show.
If it is, then we can do a WCW one.
I was going to say, well, if this is the June show, since next month is June, we should do a July show.
Or we could just do 3 June ones and just try to stay in a month, since you want to do this month-based.
Yeah. Well, either way, to me, probably find, something from, TNA or something from,
Well, we got the network, which has WWE, WCW, and ECW, and we got New Japan from you.
Yeah, we got Impact from you.
And no one's buying Ring of Honor Plus.
No one's
so they're out.
Too. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Will, you want to buy Ring of Honor Plus?
I am good.
All right, then we're not buying Ring of Honor Plus.
So, yeah, our next favorite will be coming probably, I'll probably say, the second weekend of last week of June. We'll do it, every other week if we do 2 pay-per-views. And it will be a June pay-per-view. Whatever that could be.
Unless this is a June pay-per-view, because then we're jumping to July.
Didn't we just say we're going to do just an extra June to keep it in a month?
Oh, you're right. I don't fucking remember.
Alright, thanks for joining us.
Goodbye. Fuck out of here.